Here with Hello Cupcake, it's me. Today is the Saturday check-in. It is April 8th, 2023, and thanks for hanging with me. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, and then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast and go give it some love. And then go head over to hellocupcakeitsme.com to give the blog some love. So, um, very sorry about the no video on Wednesday. So, um, just to recap what had happened. Wednesday, when I was at the YMCA after I had done all my workout and swimming and what have you, I slipped and fell and did the splits, like side to side splits, in the locker room. And in doing so, I pulled the muscles in my groin, the muscle going from the inner part of my thigh all the way down to the middle of my calf, both of the outsides of my calf. So here's my leg, here's the inside of my leg, here's the outside of my leg. I pulled the calf muscles on the outside. I pulled the muscles in both of my heels, um, exacerbated the plantar fasciitis that I already have, got a bruise on the top of my left foot, jarred this arm to the point where this shoulder is barely able to move right now without any kind of pain. Um, Hurt the whole inside of my hand, hurt all right here, hurt my elbows on both arms. Um, yeah, it was bad. Like, it was to the point where I almost started crying right there on the spot, but um I made it over to the showers and then just turned on the hot water as hot as I could possibly get it. You don't really get to control what temperature the water comes out at. It's a singular knob, and it's like whatever the broiler happens to be doing at the time. But for the first, like, 30 seconds, that water was like scalding hot, which I didn't care. Like, I didn't care if my skin melted off. Um, I just wanted some kind of relief. So after I got done showering and everything, I walked back to the locker area and got dressed and everything, and then went home, and I took several different pain medications. I took a tramadol, a Flexerol, an ibuprofen 400, and a CBD gummy. Um, so yeah, I knocked myself out. And when I woke up, I felt like a truck hit me. I was in so much pain. My tailbone was injured. My abs right here, like right across the top of my abdomen, was hurt. My lower abs were hurt. My sides were hurting. Um, my back is still popping and cracking like one of those bendy straws. Um, yeah, it was bad, and the last couple of days have been really difficult to sleep. But I'm getting through it the best I can. I haven't gone to the doctor or anything. I probably should have at least notified my doctor as to what had happened. But if I'm still in considerable amount of pain, come this next week, then I'm going to. But yeah, no fun. And then yesterday, I had to go and fill out an incident report after I told them what had happened. And they're all, "Oh my God, Michael, you should have let us know right away. We are so sorry. We're so sorry. Is there anything? Was there negligence? What happened?" And I just said, I don't know if it's really negligence or whatever, but the floor gets really slippery. I've slipped in there before, but I've never fallen. And I said, we need more mats or something like that in there, so then that way You know, we're not in constant contact with the floor and how slippery it is. Like, you know, it's just painted over concrete. Something needs to be done differently. So, I guess they're trying to get a disposition together against the city to make the city go in there and redo the locker rooms and whatever. I'm like, I don't care if it comes directly out of your pocket. Like, make this happen, because had it been one of the elderly gentlemen that go to that class, they could have broken a hip or worse. And, you know, yeah, I have all kinds of reasons to pursue a lawsuit and all that other stuff, but I don't want to do all that. And I know the second I talk to any lawyer about the fact that I slipped, fell, and injured myself, um, that that would come up. Like, the lawyer would be like, "Oh yeah, you got a case, you got a case," because there's those ambulance chasers that just wring their hands and start salivating like Pavlov's dogs whenever they hear slip, fall, and injury. But um, I'm not that person. Now, if it happens again, yes, I will. But the first time around, you know, accidents happen. Second time around, now that's negligence. But, anyways, I feel a little bit better today than I did, you know, Thursday morning when I woke up. But, God Lord, it's been kind of difficult for me to sleep because my neck is all jacked up, and like I said, every time I roll over in bed, it sounds my back sounds like a bendy straw. But I'm starting to think that's not the best analogy. It's like crushing a bag of chips. It's just like this, but it's not like a painful hurt or anything. It's just it popping in places. So if anything, I don't know. So that is the reason that there was not a Wednesday video, is that I was just so hopped up on pain medications that I couldn't focus. And there's no way in hell that I could have sat here in front of the camera, or even holding the camera for longer than I did, to make the video that I did. A girlfriend of mine had called and we were talking, and I remember talking to her. I don't remember a damn thing about the conversation, and all I do remember is that I started falling asleep on her, and I told her that my pain pills were working, that I needed to let her go. And I fell asleep hardcore, and I slept for about 5 hours. So, yeah, pretty intense. So, that aside, Friday, when I went back and got into the water and swam, it was really difficult for me to do any of my exercises. So I just kind of focused on what was hurting and trying to move that around. So a lot of it was gentle leg exercises, just getting my, like, doing these scissor things in the water, um, getting my left leg to the point where it really didn't hurt anymore. Um, it still hurt, like when I went to get out, it was painful, and my lower back is still kind of like it's still shit, but yeah. So Tuesday night, going over with trivia, we did okay. We have 2 weeks left, so this Tuesday and then next and the following Tuesday, to really pull ourselves up out of the slump that we've been in. Otherwise, we may end up in bronze division again, and I know that if we end up in bronze, that's probably going to be the end of our tournaments, because we've worked so goddamn hard to get into silver division and stay there. And just got told that one of our players is not going to be there on Tuesdays for the next couple of months because they changed their schedule at work. And I was just like, well, fucking great, you know. Um, but, you know, whatever. Work comes before play, right? Uh, we're losing a player and we're getting back one of our old players because their schedules got changed around. So hopefully it works itself out. If not, you know, we did the best that we could with what we had available to us, and we'll see how that works out. The other thing that's been going on is I know I've mentioned my book several times, and I am now up to 68 days of content. I feel like I've been a bit repetitive in a couple of the days, but I'm not worried about that right now at this time. I just want to get the overall general content put together for it. And then when I go through and do the proofreading, then try to tweak it a little bit at that point. And then I'm also going to start looking into beta readers and seeing what all is required for beta reading. And yeah, I already did some research into like publishers, and the one publisher that I've really been thinking about using is Penguin Random House. And the reason that I wanted to use Random House Penguin, or Penguin Random House, however it is because one of my favorite authors, Anne Rice, that was her publishing company. And they do a lot of really kind of interesting books and things like that, but mainly because it was the author that Anne Rice used, or author, the publisher that Anne Rice used. So I just kind of quickly glanced over their website and was like, okay, well, that gives me some information to work with, and gotta look for a literary agent if I do decide to publish, and see if there is a literary agent in my price range and all that other fun stuff. Because I'm going to try to publish this book without putting out a whole shit ton of money, because a whole shit ton of money is not money that I have. And I may also, if I am able to get a literary agent, have them shop it around to a couple of different publishers. But the top publisher I want is Random House, and you know, fingers crossed, it will be it'll be something that can come to fruition from that. So yeah, but having a lot of fun with that, getting new inspirations daily. I don't work on the weekends, and I don't work on the days that I don't feel like 100%. So if I was doing 7 days a week content, then I'm sure the book would get finished a lot quicker. But I don't know. I just decided that Monday through Friday was going to be my meditative time to write and go into all of that. So yeah. Oh, going into the latest TV shows and movies and stuff that I'm watching, I started watching The Power on Amazon Prime. It's rather interesting and really good, and very like women power empowerment movement like type of a movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest it. There's only like 4 or 5 episodes. Um, but the general premise of the show is that women across the world started to develop the ability to discharge electricity from their fingertips. And scientists start to discover that it is a new organ along the collarbone that allows these women to do this, and that younger women can activate older women. So, like, I guess all women have this unbef- like unknown organ, so they're able to activate that by like touching them right there or whatever and zapping them, and then that turns it on for them. Uh, Really kind of interesting. I love the science behind it as they've described it in the television series, but I'm not going to go into it much more because I don't want to like ruin it for everyone. But seriously, check it out. It's called The Power, and it's on Amazon Prime. And y'all, I'm sad because I'm on season 11, episode 5 of The Walking Dead. So I'm in the very last season, and I don't know what I'm gonna watch afterwards. It has been a serious up and down kind of a roller coaster watching this the last couple of months. I'm still not 100% hooked into it. I do. I have cried over a couple of the characters and like some of the story arcs or whatever. I didn't want to get that invested in it, but I ended up doing so. Um, so yeah, after this, I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I'm thinking Shameless, but I've also been told Sons of Anarchy and a couple other ones. So what do you suggest? Let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, I think that's going to be good enough. I'm going to let you go do your Saturday. I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I do know that there is a gun show in town, so I might go by and check that out, and um, maybe swing by the grocery store or even Goodwill and just kind of bebop around town a little bit today. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. Check out the different social medias and head on over to the podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com, and check out the blog at hellocupcakeitsme.com. And until next time, I will talk to you then. Bye, guys.